something cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Say you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch I step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch I touch down, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss.
Hello, hello, hello. Let me just set my mic. That's better. How's everyone? S&P 500, what's wrong with us? Hi B for Beeswax, cool name. Hi, oh, difficult name, Stefan, let's go with that. Pop, Darren, Mihai, hello Yanis, glad to see you on S&P. Let's see what happens. This is our personal funded account on DarwinX, which we were talking about. So this will track my record, which is going to be interesting. Is this bad boy here. So just put $1,000 in that. And what we're looking for is, what they're looking for is for consistent 1% improvements on the capital of the, consistency. And then when you get consistent, then you start jumping brackets. So essentially, my issue with trading the S&P, and people from the S&P world might be able to help me here. This is delayed data on the E-mini. This is the actual index. So we need to actually, let me see. Good spreads, just 4 on the S&P. That's really good. More in Forex. Not sure how they're managing that. But we need to see about entering orders here. How is this going to be? Because the problem I have with TradingView, looking and analyzing this, is that it's delayed data and we need live data. So I might have to, you see all these Ds. I guess I could throw in the actual indice. This one. But that looks different. This looks different pricing to what we have. So it's definitely this one. 3775. 338. Oh, I'm not showing my charts. Thank you guys. Don't you like my face? Just look at me. So this is, let's pull that down a little bit. We're going to try and make about 2% on this. What time is it? 2 minutes till the open bell. We need to familiarize ourselves with this market. S&P has been dropping. If we go on the daily, we've had the absolute push, that spike on the S&P 500, and now it's retraced, found this area here, selling off into this fair value gap. We've got liquidity below here, and we've got buy side liquidity above here. So the price is contained between those two. We have a nice drop into that 61.8 now. We'll see if it can push to the 76.4. 4414s might be an interesting area. So we're gonna see about that. We need to test the position size on this. We need to do a lot of studying because we do want to do quite well on this. So, but because you haven't got live data on Dartfish, going back to my analysis time, we might have to use IG. And this is what I used to use when I traded Scruffy. You can see the markings on the S&P here. So we're breaking though. These are similar lines to what Scruffy does. The price now is broken below weekly levels and going down. In terms of ICT, we've just basically filled all these levels here, all this value. So the question is, when we hit this area here, right there, are we going to take that liquidity out and then have a push upwards, or are we continuing the sell-off in the S&P? Interesting to see. So 9:30. We'll see how this market behaves. This is going to be a bit new because we are. You need to pay $6 to $7 a month as CME. Okay. This is free. Obviously. We just need to see the price. SPX. Yeah, the SPX. I just looked at it. I guess we could use this one, but there's a gap there. I don't see that gap. 15-minute. There's no gap on this provider here. Just have to wait and see. This is the index. New world. What a new world. Look at this gap. The futures look the closest to what we got. Use Oanda. Let's see. SPX Oanda 4435 37. Right, we're having a bit of an activity now to the upside, filling this area here. Let's see. Sean coming in with a bit of info. Yanis, I think the answer to your question yesterday is futures versus Forex. Futures is leveraged too, but the brokers can't cheat traders with background platform games. I do like not being cheated. To have access to live data, you have to pay $6. Yeah, we might have to do that. Because this one here is 25 minutes behind. The other option is, I know everyone is used to, the other option is to use the IG, which I used to before when I used to trade the Scruffy way. And I do like IG, but then I would have liked to trade it from here, not to use it as a trading tool. Let's do a comparison. 73688. I think these guys use interactive brokers. if you've seen the interactive broker charts, they're not very good. However, because it's Darwin X, let's see. This will be interesting here. S&P is opening higher, 440s. Nice little push above now. Might just have to use MT5, guys. Got a nice little fair value there. Let's follow this push. Equal lows here. So we've got sell side below. Good old MT5. Not the best for charting. So, where did we stop there? This is the current candle. So the high on the 1 minute is 4413. Now we're breaking above. Getting into this area now. We need to do some research. What's up, legend? How are you doing? Hi, R. Sterling. Legend is quite interesting. Because in the UK, they don't use legend. Hey, you legend. It's not a phrase that they use. So over the weekend, my wife and some friends in America, colleagues, they invited us to go and watch John Legend, which was an epic show. But I said to him, "What a legendary night, you legend." And he was looking at me like, what you mean I'm a legend? They don't use the phrase legend that often. In the UK, everyone's a legend. You make a good coffee, you're an absolute legend. You make, there's a good day, there's sunny, what a legendary day. So let's see here. Oh God, we're gonna have to use TradingView. This is like ridiculous now. I don't think I can do with MT5. So what we want to see now, and when you trade something new, you want to see how the market behaves. So we've had the open, we've had a push higher to find this fair value gap, right? We have buy side is actually above these, above this high here at the 4449. So what we want to see, we just touched into that fair value gap now, there, touched it. Now we're going to see how that behaves. Is it going to sell off into these areas, potentially give us an entry to the upside, An OT entry will be down here? Or are we filling this fair value gap to sell off? We'll see. So, this is Darwin X. It's my own money. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of money because this is not what they do. Is like creating your own hedge fund. So you need to prove to them that you're a good trader, and they're only looking for 2 to maximum like 1 to 3% a month. But the scaling, and they only give 50% back in profits. So they're serious about it because they think you can, if you're a good trader, you can get access to investors. So people like random people, Tom, John, can come in, look at your profile and say, I'm going to invest $1 million in you because I know you're the conscious day trader. You trade this way. You got proven record. So that's a different game. There's people in there that trade about 32 million. There's one guy. So making 15% of that, not bad. And he's only returning 1 to 2%. So that is quite interesting for me. I am interested in that. It was recommended by you guys. 1%. So, Mark Burton, are you attempting to get 1% a day? That's huge. So that's like 20-25% in a month. The question is, can you do that for a long period of time? Or is that way too much? In the fair value gap now, so we've got that 50% of that fair value gap. I need a chart, man. What do we do? What do we do? Do we go with this? Do we go with this? Anticipating a little bit of a reaction here. Let's see. Filling up the fair value gap. Are we going to break out of this? If we do, then we'll wait for a push back down and we'll find an entry. But this is quite nice, aggressive push on the open. Ooh, hello S&P. It's so weird seeing a new asset. I've never seen things move like this. So let's see the ATR. The average true range. Average true range. Let's go on the... Haven't used this for a while. ADR. Or did I use that? I did use that. That's on the minute, that's why. So the daily, 40? Let me just check something. $83 on the pound dollar. So the S&P moves a lot slower than the pound dollar, which is interesting. The DAX, if I remember well, yeah, 150 in the day. US tech, $200. US tech and the Wall Street. $300. S&P might be a bit too slow. What do we think? The ADR is 40. Is that right? Just 40 in the day? Fixed air moon, it's not. Oh wait, yeah, that was on. 50 handles equals 200 ticks. This is the average true range in the last 14 days on the US 500. And I've got 40 pips here. Well, we're gonna have fun together trading something new. Yeah, this is gonna be a meme. A Forex trader trying to trade US indices. We're gonna be all over the place. Right, fair value gap now is filled. We're holding below this level here. What is interesting to see? Obviously, we have this area here. This is what we are looking for. From that area to down here, we're breaking higher, creating higher highs to push higher. If the S&P is looking promising to the upside, but we'll see. There's the reaction. Currently retracing below the 23.6. That's the retracement we're looking for. Where could we be going? Nothing clear there on the minute. What about the 5? 5 looks a little bit different. We've got 61.8, 76.4. So this area here, that fair value gap, if price retraces back into this, we'll give S&P a go. Daniel coming with the more golden nuggets, and Martin is doing a good job giving me a lesson on ticks, which I do need it, to be honest. I've got no clue what's going on. So let's keep that there. So I believe, actually, what I should try is the interactive broker. Let me see if I get access to it. Give me a second. I might have to log in. Trade. Go to this. I do want to show you something really cool about interactive brokers that is new. Okay, let's go there. Give me S&P 500. Watch list. Go to pushing down. So we've closed below the 23. It'll be interesting to see if this taps into this 61.8 here. So this is 0.25. I'm hoping I'm not getting my lots wrong here, because I'm hoping that this means $2.5 per pip. Otherwise we're gonna look really idiotic. US indices, SPX, there we go. All right. Interesting. So this is my interactive brokers. The account is open. So I do have access to the S&P 500 stock index, and it looks like it's trading view. So this is quite interesting. This is on your day. So if I go, oh, it doesn't have the shortcuts. Yeah, that looks different as well. That is actually the index from the CBOE. Well, the broker is... Remember, US tech is like the DAX and the S&P 500 is like the FTSE. That's a good, and I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Rajiv, afternoon Yanis, you're switching places with me, indices to Forex, and you are going Forex to indices. I've decided to lay off Forex in US. We'll go back to it when we get back to Bali. That is going to be the plan. So we're going to see if this taps into this. We're going to give it a go. Break of structure above here. Fill the fair value gap. Coming back in to area of imbalance. Am I going to do a video of Darwin X? Yes. I am really pleased with... I'll show you in a second, because I think we're going to be getting in here. A stop will be tight below here. Look at me doing tight stops. The other option is to go even smaller, to go like 0.10 and reposition. Maybe we should start small. So £1 per position, $1. Just to start getting a feel of S&P. We're only looking for 1% gain here. Start building that platform. It might be too small. 2.5. And we risk... Let's try 0.10 and we'll split it in. We'll go super safe. So if it breaks the lows, that's $7. But what we can do is, what's the TP on the top? So that's 10 pips there. Okay, it's working normal. It's better to test it with a small entry rather than just go in with a 0.25 and suddenly that is like £200 or something. $200. All right, so we're gonna add to this the second part. So now we've got 0.2. We just filled this fair value gap now. The S&P has been on a downtrend on the daily, so you might be saying, why are you buying this? Stupid MT5. So we've been dropping here. We came back into this fair value gap, find that fair value gap. The liquidity draw, we have been retracing from a big move here. We're in that golden zone. So what we're trading is that golden zone of 61.8 to the upside. We've had 3 red days, so we're anticipating a move up, but this is, we'll see. When you trade something new, you have to be small, manage risk, so we can correct ourselves when we're wrong. We'll see. First day on S&P 500. So, if we break the lows here, take out liquidity here, we'll be thankful we didn't add a lot of positions. So we had a big push up, filled up the fair value gap and selling off. Maybe that was the better move. But we are retracing on that 61 on the daily. So it will be interesting to see. Is it lagging again? Let me see my internet. Yeah, this internet is not great. I'm gonna have to deal with it for now. There's an attempt now for a reaction. Let's see how that behaves. We're still in this area of the value that we were talking about. S&P though is heavy at the moment. My instinct is to counter trend always. So we are coming in 2 minutes to the silver bullet. So we'll see. The liquidity draw obviously is below here. So that silver bullet might come down, grab liquidity, and then deliver price up. But we'll see. Let's close that. So we're retracing. We haven't hit 1618. Maybe we should have waited a little bit. We touched the 50% retracement of this move. Let's drag this. I want to see the end of my fib. That's the low. Let's move this out of the way. That's the high. So we've had that push, took out liquidity above here. Where did it stop? Exactly. This is what nice is about indices, that we might have exact price. Exactly in that area there. Now we've created this fair value gap here, which is a nice target. if we are going to the upside. However, equal likelihood we could be running this down for two reasons. One, to take an OTE, because we had this break of structure here, retracing into these areas, or we could be taking liquidity to the downside if the S&P is selling off. So we'll see. So we hit the 76.4, pushed back into the 61.8. So now we'll see what the reaction is going to be on that. New crazy world. But there's no better way of learning than getting dirty and being in it, feeling it, you know? We need to feel the energy of the S&P. We need to feel the waves, understand how the index moves. And these are completely different than Forex because these are actually stocks. So these should technically be a little bit more reactive to value. There's a little bit of lag. I'm sorry about that, guys. I can control this in London. In London. Still missing London. I can control that in Bali, but I can do nothing here. This is an office of a friend who has let me being able to come here, but it's a co-working space. So there's a lot of people who are actually online here doing lives or whatever. So it might be a bit tough for the lives. In which case we might start doing videos, because videos you don't have any lag. So like I trade, record it, and then post it so you have a better experience. Back into the 76.4. What are we trading? We are trading the S&P 500. And what I wanted to show you, so we've got 0 to 5. I'm just thinking of a reposition where we're going to do it if we do it. I'm just going to open another chart. I don't like the MT5, like seeing it like that. This is Darwin X. I had an obsession with Darwin, so this rings music to my ears. We've taken out the lows now. Bit of a swing here. Is this going to be heavy and get below 4431? And then it's going to be an interesting story to see, are we going to be holding the price, or are we just selling off to down to what's it called? Abyss. That's the word I was looking for. Oblivion. Let's go on the 5 minute, because I think it will be cleaner to see the liquidity draw here. We're just tackling price to see if we're going to get below that level of 4430. 4430 is the next target for liquidity. But the big one, if I go on to the daily, there are fair value gaps below this, so So if we risk on this account, we could risk $100, which would be 1% of the account. So that would give us room to reposition. I mean, I've got these. This is an old broker I used to use, but we can see the moves here. It actually has scruffy levels on here, which I probably put on, I don't know when, like a year ago. 61.8 is there. Fair value gap here. Volume imbalance here. So this can easily run into these levels here. This here. Which it would be nice to be able to reposition this around that level there. So we're going to risk about $100 on this. That's what we're going to do. So let's bring these down. $61.8. So let's do $25 on this, 25 on this, and then we need to see what happened to TradingView. I don't have. If you give me a nice chart that we can analyze it on there. I do prefer TradingView. This is delayed, so we can't really use that. Look at that, fill the gap there. Maybe we can use this, I don't know. Delayed by 25 minutes, really? That's not 25 minutes. Maybe. At the moment, I'm looking bearish, but we'll see. We'll see. This is a new world. I need to understand how S&P works. So we're gonna see how we can trade this. We're gonna give it a go. I was hoping I wasn't in position from the get-go, because I wanted to show you. So 10% is high for the account. Yeah, so I'll show you what I mean by maximum 100, because this, if we reposition this, the risk decreases. So it's not actually 10% of the account. That's if all our repositions don't get triggered for some profit. So in reality, it should be around 3% to 4%, but we'll see if that holds. That would make sense in my Forex world, but we'll see how this behavior goes around. Because even in this position, if you just risked like 1%, we wouldn't be able to reposition. We would have to kill the trades. We'll see. We're getting a bit of reaction now. We haven't broken the lows, so there is bearish sentiment in terms of liquidity draw below. Let's see the SPX Rwanda. This is good. This looks better. What's this low? 4431. Yeah, that's better. Price has got in now to this fair value gap here. Ah, look at that, guys. Trader view. We like trading view. We like trading view. So, intermediate high, intermediate low. Sell side, buy side. Now we might have to go a bit higher to confirm this. That looks good. That looks good on the 15. So price tapped into the fair value gap and now having a reaction. We didn't break the lows. Let me keep an eye. So we're attempting to take the highs, however we're in this fair value gap now, so we're waiting to see how that is going to react. Let me keep an eye on this. Let's see the world. There were nice moves today. Yeah, I'm giving indices a go in New York to see if we can tackle this New York business. Hi Dennis. So you're risking $100 for 1% return. It's not. I'm not gonna. This is my risk is not fixed. We're trying to understand this market. So what we're going to be looking at is, can we reposition this to decrease risk at the same time? But I don't want this to be like, don't take this as a strict risk to reward, because I don't do risk reward. So if I put a stop here, $5, it very easily can be tapped out, especially on a small account. So what we're looking for is to be able to reposition this. We'll see how reposition works in indices like the S&P. Does price respect liquidity and fair value gaps? Obviously it does, because ICT does trade this. So this is me placing some money to have skin in the game and to understand and feel the market. This is not how I'm gonna trade it to, like, on the daily matter. But we want to see how this is moving and how it's behaving. Looks like we're hunting the lows, or we're tapping into that fair value gap. So you see what I mean? Like it touched it and it reacted. That's different. So this is information that we need to acquire and slowly get familiar with. Look at that. We don't know yet. Let's see the world. We'll find out together. I'm on a big adventure of trading the S&P 500, which is not my normal. I'm normally a Forex guy. Oh, some spikes there going on. We'll see how that behaves. My account is UK based, so even though I'm in America, it's my UK account that I'm trading, so I can trade CFDs. It is my own personal funded account, so it's my money, but we put it in Darwin X, which is this, and Darwin X, they're a hedge fund which fund traders upon performance. So their best performance so far in gold, they've allocated 500,000 to him, but this is the kicker. If you go to the user, don't want to miss any moves. If you go to the user, then you see how many people, let me go, click on it. Let me figure out this platform and I'll show you. So price is contained between these two areas, which is interesting. The roller coaster touched the fair value gap twice. That level there, which created this fair value gap. Now, are we going to take liquidity down here? Most likely, yes. Or are we taking buy-side liquidity? These are the questions we need to answer. We took out the high here, pushing back down into that area. David, prop firms are better. You get funded quicker. I love prop firms. I love the fivers. They've been amazing and they pay out really well. However, like we said, David, we're going to be diversifying our ways of making money. I'm going to have my own account. I'm also going to be trying this Darwin X thing. Also, we have instant funding, which I have some money in that. It's a 10K account. So we're going to be diversifying a little bit. Interesting. So Martin is saying the area is a volume imbalance on the daily. Let's have a look. ICT says that there are macros that run at specific times, and that's when you'll see volatility. One's at 9:50 till 10:10. So that, I guess that was that area. When you'll see volatility, one at 9:50 and 10:50 to 11:10. So what we've done, if you look at the daily, we've pushed up and we pushed back into that golden zone. So we're predicting a reaction after this push down here, but that very easily can come down, because this is a daily level. The actual 76.4, I bet you, if we go down, it's below the sell side. So it's likely that this comes down here. Now we can reposition that area. If it goes lower though, then we're wrong and we have to kill the trade. Yes, that is the September futures. But let me have this on the side here, and I want to show you something that's really cool on Interactive Brokers. I think it's new. Do I have it open? I do. So if we go home, this is Interactive Brokers portfolio. That's not the grand, but I've got 2 accounts with them on Darwin. I just put $100 to check the payments. So that works fine. So I'm going to add a bit more to that. If we go Discover, let me keep an eye on that trade on the other screen. Where is it? Give me a second. Okay, we can see that now. It's pushing back down. That sell side looks very enticing, to be honest. So we're going to see potentially a sweep at sell side. What's our trade doing? A few wicks to the downside. You can see that. Wicks to the downside, found that area there, which was a fair value gap. Now pushed back down into that fair value gap, pushed up, and now we're seeing interest, which we're in that silver bullet time now. Interest to attempt to find this area here, which will be interesting. I want to see what this costs us on this broker. We're going to go back and tap into that fair value gap, I'm sure. I'm going to come back and show you what I was talking about. We traded below it. We've got here another one. Pushing through it now. Tackling the lows. Let's see if this exists on our broker. Let's go on the 1 minute. Just to make sure our charts make sense. There it is. That's the fair value there. So we took out liquidity below we can see now a bit of lower low starting to form. But we're holding price here. So there's a little bit of a squeeze kind of starting to happen. You can see how our entry held price above, but failed to push it to where we wanted it, to the upside here. So most likely we're going here. I'll tell you what we'd do. If this gives us an opportunity, and this is the learning curve of a new asset. So we could have done this here, but obviously we're learning about it. So if this price comes back up to this level, we're going to reposition this one and start trading it, having a bit of skin in the game by having this position here. We'll start trading it downwards to decrease even more the risk. Now, if it doesn't give us that now and we're a bit late, we're a bit late. We'll see. There is a fair value gap here, which I can come and tap into. Let's see. I will show you the cool thing about interactive brokers. We'll see. Sergio. It's a compilation that are made up from a paid service. It's called Artlist. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Up you go. You're in your fair value gap. I don't know how much 0.1 costs. We'll find out after this. Tapped us. So it tapped into the fair value. Being picky there. I wanted to pay for it. I agree, Aiden. Sell side is most likely. I agree with that statement. So let's move this. Let's delete this. Maybe that was the push. We'll see. You can see how it's building momentum. It's squeezing price. That hold in here, a burst to the downside, looks imminent. And we do have a fair value gap there. Imminent, that's the word. Don't know about you guys, but I always like having, when you're trying, you can do two things. When you're trading something new, right? You can go back to demo trading. You can start analyzing the chart that way and back testing. But for me, I can't back test. I have to future test. I have to have money, real money on the game. So then I can, trade like I would normally, because there's no point putting a demo account on there, starting to learn S&P without getting the feedback. We're feeding in that fair value now, and there's a little order block there. So there's no point in my world to do this if we're not going to be trading it like the real thing. And some people, look at that, to the pip there. This is information now. We're starting to see, we're starting to understand how price is reacting to price levels. This is gold. This is taking me back like a year now. It's quite exciting trying to understand something new. Going into sell side now, most likely. Second tap in that area. Sell side's going to be taken out any moment. Where's our trading view? This is the area we're going to put our secondary position, and that will be it. That's what we're going to be able to afford for this trade if this continues down to this place here. So in an ideal world, what we should have done is reposition the single one there, and now it's got into sell side. We could have added that reposition here. So this one will be trying to tackle this one. Equal high lows here. Just take then the lows. 44319. Reaction on that. I need to have my trading view open. Thank you, whoever recommended Oanda. Oh, we're in sell side. Let's see. Yeah, so we've taken the lows. Let me see if I can show you this. We've taken the lows here, right? We did anticipate that right. We're on the wrong side there. Oh well. That was that squeeze there, that push in there. Information that we're starting to learn now. Sell side's been taken out. Now we're going to see how that's going to behave, because we have a really nice area here which you can jump into for a continuation down. So we'll see if it breaks through that. We saw how nice this tapped the fair value gap, provided that push there. That's where we got in. So now we're having a bit of reaction from the sell side. That's why it would have been nice to reposition there, because now we would have been at break even. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Oh, it was the flippin' fox, the wise man in the house. I agree with you, Yanis, Forex Mind. I can't remember what you're agreeing with now, but agreeing with me, it's a good thing, I guess, for me. That would have been a nice reposition. Okay, now we know. Now we know. So we should have had that position should be in here, repositioning that one. People who follow me understand what I'm talking about. New people will be like, what is he talking about? It still hasn't repositioned it though. It's getting there. It's just repositioned it now, and it's gonna reposition. Yes, nice. So we did reposition it. We would have had this trade entry here. Now we're tackling the highs. We've decreased risk. Unfortunately, we didn't get that best entry, but it's still okay. We filled this fair value gap now. Full. It's full. So how much did it cost us? 0.06. Not bad. 0.06. So how much is that in a lot? 10 times that. Now is the question, did we take liquidity out here? And this is, don't you love price action, how it actually works? Look at that, boom, boom, took out liquidity there. Now, questions. I'm gonna like indices, aren't I? I was afraid that's gonna happen. I was afraid that was gonna happen, because I can't really trade it in Bali. Buy side liquidity there. We've got the fair value gap that got filled to the pip. Now we can take that out. Hunting second side here. I see your punt there, Forex Mind. You got a really naughty mind. Right, so now we've broken out of these two highs. We failed to take this sell side liquidity. Where are we in terms of bigger picture? Do 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 do. I'll put it on the other screen so we can see this whilst we're placing our orders. We're in that sell side. We're still in the golden zone. So bigger picture. Remember, this golden zone now is based on a daily. And that is the 50 and 60% retracement of that move. Now, can this push back down there? Yes. Decreasing the 0.1 lot gives us the opportunity, if that pushes down, now we can use that to trade. But it looks like we might be hitting 10 pips here. It is moving upwards. So we've taken out liquidity now of this. Where are we going next? Here. 8 pips. This is what I'm talking about. On a real account now, I mean, if this was like 100 pips and it was 80, holding below, we would probably take out that. But we want to see if this is going to be confirmed. We'd be taking an aggressive upside here. So it's a nice little push above. Doesn't mean though that we're out of the waters in terms of that sell side liquidity. So we need to see how it's going to behave at this sell side. Nice little push there. 9 pips. Getting closer. 10 pips. Close. That's a nice trade. I like that. We got in here. We could have repositioned better. 10 pips to the upside there. That is 1% on the account. So happy days. Now, do you see the difference in Forex in terms of how price reacted to certain things that we're used to looking? Now, this might be, I don't know, just the one time that we're seeing this, that the price is reacting. I am done for this session. There you go. Happy days. 10 pips. Do that every day. And my question is, where are the... Let's go onto that platform again and see how is it starting to track performance. We're going to see that. Strategy analysis. I'm guessing that takes some time to pick up what we've done. This is going to be the D score, the delta score. The good thing about this is you can take this performance and show it to anyone and say, look, this is my performance. I make this amount of, let's actually see on this how it converts in terms of, so that's 16 pips there. So if we got in here, we got out, no, we got in there. So 10 pips is there. That was the price action. The pound dollar is almost identical, says Martin, to this price action. Yeah, I can see that. S&P is moving exactly like the pound dollar. That's interesting. So we're just reacting now on that sell side. The lesson on the S&P continues. Where we're hitting on 0.5 retracement there. So we're going to see how that reacts there. Let's go back on the daily. We got the pin bar pushing upwards after the golden zone. So what happens next? What happens next? We do have a fair value gap there, exactly on the 61.8. I'm going to add that in. Right there, look at the top side of that is the 61.8 of the move. I love when things are precise. Well, it's not exactly, but it's close enough. Okay. Daily fair value gap. Breaking higher onto the 0.5s. Let's go into the 5 minute. Getting into that area now. Buy side's been taken out. Equal highs here. We'll see if there's any reaction there. Dragging the buy sides. Remember, if you're trailing stops, where do you trail your stops? You trail your stops above area swing highs. So that's why it's called buy side liquidity, is because you're going to be having buy stops to take profits from your sells. As you are selling and you're making money, you want to buy your position so you can close it for profit. That's why we've got buy side liquidity equals buy stops. So we have multiple here. Imagine these trailing stops. Imagine trying to do this on MT5. So we had that push there, consolidation, broke down, break lower. Now, if you put this on an hour, what does this remind you of? This action. Could this be starting to set up a long-term breaker? For a broker to be happening, we would need to see a bullishness in the S&P 500, which would mean price doing this. Breaking aggressively on the highs. Coming back down to find that level. Now look at the high. That's exactly on the 38 of that fib. Exactly. So could we be having a breaker situation here? Or what is the next? That this is not forming a breaker. And why we're doing both directions? Because we can't predict what's going to happen. But if price starts pushing higher, if we start seeing a higher price like that, then we can actually use that. Where is this sitting? It's sitting just below that fair value gap there. You see how everything starts to come into play. This is an hourly fair value gap. So we're anticipating a potential push for the highs, which would mean breaking all this liquidity, taking, obviously, people have been shorting this. They took profits here, and now we can see where would you trail your stop? If I was short from here, let's say I was short in this, where would I be setting my stops? Let's think about it. If I'm a swing trader and I've traded this down, up to this point I've made 10 pips. Up to this point I've made 26 pips, 42 pips, 48 pips. If I'm 40 pips in, would I risk it all back to bring my stop here? No. I'll be, where's my next swing high? I will drop it down here. If I'm 47 pips. Now, if the price has gone down to 90 pips, would I leave my stop at 44? No. I would bring it down to 66 pip. So what would the algorithm go and do? You've made enough profits. I'm not going to let you get 90 pips. I'm going to come and take you out. And that's why liquidity and fair value gaps work. is because you're hunting the liquidity or the money-making stops from other people. Same thing from the long side now. Let's take the long side. I've been long from here. How much money have I made? Up to this point, 39 pips, 60 pips, 128 pips. Now, a lot of people would have put their stops below here. What did the price go and do? Smack through it. That's the imbalance here. More interest of buyers because we've got the fair value gap. What happens when you have the more interest of buyers? The people that have just got in here, again, so they got in here, their stops are going to be quite tight because they're anticipating that imbalance to push the price higher. What does the market go and do? Smacks below it, takes liquidity. And that story continues. So this is macro time according to Martin. Martin is someone who's been through the ICT actual mentorship, the live one, in 2016 or something. So he knows what he's talking about. Now, is this going to be the reaction down? Let's see. Well done, mate. Great job. I made a 1% on pound USD and almost 0.5 on the US 500. Amazing stuff. Now the reaction comes in. Maybe this time 10.50 till 11.10, like Martin said, is something that we need to be aware of. Right, let's tune our eyes to what's happening. Let's go on to the 1 minute. So we've taken out this liquidity like we talked about and this liquidity. We hit back that 50%, so we dragged the price from all the way down to the 61 back into the 50s. So we're trading at 445. This imbalance now is what's ready to be attacked. We're breaking below the 23. What happens when we break below the 23 is higher chance that this is going to trade back down here. What do we have here? We kind of have a small form of a breaker. We have this low here, this high here, tapped below it, broke higher. Where does the 50 sit? Around the area of the highs. So this will be interesting to see how price reacts here. When it taps into here. Let's see. Gary Kai, about the stop. So the stop is quite an interesting conversation when it comes to me because I don't do tight stops with risk management. I reposition. People call it ladder. It's kind of similar to that dollar average approach where let's say you want to put one lot in, but you break your lot into 0.25s or 0.1s in this case, so you can reposition 10 times. I did say that my maximum loss of the day would be $100, which is 10% on the account. But the chances of all my 0.1, so what 1 pip dollar moves not being repositioned using all these indications of what price can do next and reposition these prices, they're quite low to be hit. But then, okay, if it does get hit, you get hit with a 10% hit. If everything went wrong and it went in one direction without any backup. So this is not for everyone. You have to find what works for you. And a lot of people, you could do it another way. Have really tight stops. We were in here, we would be stopped out here, maybe for a few dollars. Then it comes back down. You can enter here and put your stop really tight down here. That's another way of doing it. Maybe a safer way. You have to find what works for you. So whilst that's going on, let's go. Let's go and see this call. I do want to see what happens here though. I do want to see this because that would give me information for Friday. We've broken below the 23, like we said, high chance going into the 50s. However, above the 50s, we have this area here, which is normally an ICT breaker. We're tapping into the 38.2. Coming into that area of interest now. So give me some information, guys, on people who trade the S&P, because at the moment I'm like a sponge. I want to learn more. Martin mentioned the 950 to 1050 and the 1050 to, sorry, 1010, 1050 to 1150 as macro movements on the S&P. Are there other areas or times in the day where you have identified, obviously we've got the silver bullet time, which is that time pretty much, 10 to 11 and 2 to 3. Are there other areas that you have chosen to, well, it's interesting for when it comes to trading the US index, the S&P, the US 30, US 100, the tech. Joseph, how come you've chosen the S&P? Because I have found pound dollar that I normally trade. I haven't been able to find my setups that I normally find. So for a month, so until the end, mid of October, when we go to Bali, I'm gonna be trading the S&P 500. Maybe we'll see the NAS and other things, I do want to start with something that moves a little bit smoother, because the NAS can do a lot, like 200 pips or something. So start easy. If this works really well, then we can have an eye on what the others look like. So we need to start actually one of these flags. I'm going to put this one. Let's put it onto this one. The NAS, pretty similar here. There's the reaction on 38.2. Look at that. This is interesting. They pretty much look identical, but we've got equal lows here. When the sell side got taken out at 10:30, that's exactly when the NAS reacted to the upside. That is interesting. So we started reacting here at 10:46. And this is 10:45. So similar reactions as of in this areas, however, different movements. So this did, let's see. Price range from here to here, 18 pips. On the NAS, where's my little tool? There it is. $90. Wow. You can get caught in this. Let's start with the S&P first. So, I was expecting a reaction a bit lower, but it came a bit higher. Now, what do we have here? Let's go on the 2. There's a fair value gap right there. 3. That's a bit cleaner. 5. Nothing there. So 3 is the option. 3-minute fair value gap there. We've just broken through it. And now it's reacting to it. Another attempt to push higher. Remember, we're reacting from that 61 retracement. What do we have above here? We have this buy side liquidity. We do also have that fair value gap there. We'll see how price reacts to these levels. We haven't had a close above the 50% here. Fair value gap there. Buy side there. Hi, Amen. Monoboss, will you still look for the pound dollar setups? I always look at the pound dollar setups. It just happens now that I just want to focus a little bit my attention on the index. We did have good news on the pound dollar from the Bank of England, which wasn't, it's been hit hard, the news, in terms of because of the positive news on the dollar index. So now we have that candle in here. We're seeing if it's going to break higher. Let's have a look at the interactive brokers, and I'll show you the pound dollar as well, because this is really, really cool. Has this updated? It's not updated yet. Do they do it manually? There we go, it was updated. So I'm guessing it takes some time for them to start analyzing the performance statistics, and they will need so this is people were asking, what is this? I can trade forex, index, commodities, stocks, and ETF CFDs because it's a British account. Maximum leverage is retail. This is going to build up a bit of a profile. Percent experience required to create a Darwin. Natural days since first trade. So you need 31 days of trading. So after this day, it's going to give us a value. And as this builds, we get into this silver Darwin place. If I go back to home, what's happening on the price? Still holding there. The pound has gone as high as 124.78 from the lows of 1244. So there is an attempt. We would still need to see a lot more on the pound dollar for any long options, because it's been beaten to death at the moment. That 124 was looking very close. Here, let's do a little bit of a breakdown on the pound dollar, since we're waiting for this. This is looking interesting now. This is the push. Let's see. It's interesting to see the S&P in relation to the pound dollar, because at the moment they're pushing up at the same time, dropping at the same time. Very interesting. Very interesting. We had an equal high here. Sell side and fair value gap is going to be taken out imminently. Maybe I'll show you pound dollar in a little bit. What I did want to show you, which I've been talking about but not doing it. Let's go here. So this is Trading Central. It's a new thing from Interactive Brokers. I don't know if I think it is from Interactive Brokers and not from Darwin X. So if you have an account with Interactive Brokers, you get this, which is pretty cool, especially for news. Look at this. I hope Martin is here, because he would like this. Are you here, Martin? Or any Vanguards from the Discord. I would like you to watch this, because this will be quite interesting for NFP, for... Let's see if any Vanguards are here. Actually, let me drop them a message, because I do want them to see this. A bit slow today. Need more coffee. Right, let me... So we've got Martin, Rich, Jay Anderson, all right, so we have a few. The rest are gonna have to watch it from the recording. So we have taken sell side. When are we gonna get in on trading? Someone said. We have done 1% on the account so far. So we are not gonna be looking to get anywhere. I'm definitely not shorting this at the moment, even though we're looking at it, and we have been taking some interesting areas. We still like shorting opportunities if you are shorting this, but at the moment it's a little bit tricky. Let's see. Until you hit this area on the 1 hour fair value gap, yes, you could short this to the 76 here. My bias is long at the moment of this setup here. So if the price reacts on the buy side liquidity like it's now and pushes back to 76, then I could potentially start looking for an opportunity long. But having 1% on the account already, I'm not going to be trading more on this because I want to do a nice good track record. So for the Vanguards and everyone watching, if you do have an Interactive Broker account, and even if you don't, I think it's worth opening one, throwing like, I don't know, I don't think you need money in it as well. You just put if you're from the UK, you put your national insurance in, and they approve it. You can do it from Darwinex or whatever. So for free, you get this. And look at this. Let's do the pound dollar, because I know a lot of you trade the pound dollar. So we can go on the economic insight, and let's go on the NFP. I'm super excited about this. When I saw it last night, I was like, are you serious? We can have this? I'm going to go on G7, US, UK. That's the news I'm interested in. And here we are, non-farm payroll. And this is where it starts getting interesting. I can go on the impact, and it will show me every single NFP that happened. Not only that, I'll see the price action of how it reacted to it. I can see the pair, obviously I want on pound dollar. I can see how it reacted 30 minutes, 4 hours, and 1 hour, 15 minutes. This is golden, guys, golden, this information. The price moved in range of 40 pips during the 1 hour following the event, ending with a bullish turn to 2022-8. So this is interesting. On the last NFP, for instance, we did a total of 40 pips to the high side, but as you can see, we had an uptrend, came back down, and then closed in the middle. And you can go and see every single NFP that's happened. Previous NFP, we've done 68 pips, and so on. And you can see all the NFPs of the year. Now, it doesn't stop there. We know the percentage of bullishness and the percentage of bearishness on events. So in NFP, 58% up to, what's that? That is 12 events. We had a 58% bullish reaction to the NFP. Now you might say, okay, that's quite close, 58 to 42. But if we go on different news, if we go to, let's say, yesterday was Wednesday, this one here, 60% have ended in bullish. So that's a 20% increase. When you are looking for setups, you can start having this information and saying, okay, out of 5 events, 60% ended bullish. That can give you a bit of information. Not only that, it gives you the chart of it, of how it happened, right? If you start looking at ISM service PMI, and that does a fake and then delivers price, you can see that, and you can see it really easily. You don't have to scroll, put indicators on. It's there. Price chart. This is the other one. You can go and see on the price chart where these things happened on a daily. How are they reacting on different time frames? So you can have a price chart, line chart, whatever you want to use. But we can see the reaction of these events with the forecast as well. So the forecast was 52 on this one here. I can click it, it will take me to it. The forecast was 52.4. It came up higher and it had a bullish sentiment information. Next one, 52. It pretty much went a little bit higher again, but pretty much on par. Bullish candle, bullish day. 53, 50, again above. Red candle. And then you can start building picture, and you don't have to trade all news, but if you start looking at these specifics around this, then you can start building a picture on how, let's say the biggest one, NFP, has traded. And these are how they've reacted, the forecast to the actual. So we can see the difference in those. I was shocked in this, shocked. I can't believe we have this information. Do you know how much analysis, and I know this is done now automatically in these software, but this is something new that literally has just come out, and I think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Fundamental insight. We can go and look at the different aspects that we're looking for. Okay, if you're looking at stocks, that would make more sense to look at that. Featured ideas, that's like pretty much signals, but you don't really look at that. Technical views, where are we, for instance, on the dollar index? They give you that sort of, I know all charts do this, but the economic insight, I definitely recommend it, 100%. This is gold. The other one is buzz news. So if you have this in the background and you jump on, let's say you're trading pound dollar currencies, you can see it's not updated. There we go. So the most information out there on news and mentions is on the euro dollar at the moment. Pound dollar is out there back in the background, but you can see all your news here. I have noticed that a lot of the news are Reuters, which I don't see any other news, but it's quite interesting to see that 80% is coming from the news, web, and so on. And you can see the difference of time of when buzz news comes out, and that can inform when seasonality occurs. So we can see here 7th of the 8th, 11th of the 8th. It gives you can do 30, 90 days. We can see where peak news about these assets is coming out. The wrong way to use this is jump on like sentiment and say, what are we? We're very negative. Okay, I'm going to sell it. That's the wrong way of using it. But having news analytics, having the ridiculous feature of economic insight. So for instance, we've got news coming out on the 8th, I believe. No news, okay. Today's news. Initial jobless claims, which come at 216. We can go on here, look at the volatility. 75%. 75%, that's a huge impact. Ended bearish. So knowing this information, if you are going long, you have to be quite careful with it, right? On average, it moved 70 pips, so it's quite a big move. If you're looking to risk a 10 pip move, then you know that you can potentially have a 70 pip move. So godsmacked with this. I don't know if you think the same, but for my trading, this is definitely I sense the data analyst side is getting excited. Absolutely. Moonlight, I only goes 5 months. I think it does, yeah. I don't know actually. But you can switch years. So you can do it on all years actually. This is insane. Interactive brokers, I thank you and I applaud you. I don't know though if this is Interactive Brokers or it's Darwin X. Either or, absolutely smashed it. These, okay, some features I'm like the featured ideas. Okay, if you want to see like, yeah, I'm not into signals. I don't like that sort of thing. But and the fundamental insight. Let's see. It's a bit out of my field. But let's say basic materials. That'll be the companies for that. Let's say tech. Verb. What is Verb? Very, very weak. Verb technology. For someone who's doing stocks, it's way out my field, but this might be useful. Continental ratings. It just gives you information that I don't understand. So for someone who does stocks, tell me if this is useful on the fundamentals. But for the Forex world and the indices, this is insane. Insane. And you can go back since 2014? Are you kidding me? Okay, that's enough. That's enough on this. We get a bit too excited. Now you know it. I always bring you the information that I find out, and that was some big information there that I'm going to be using. Here we go. Liquidity to be taken out now, exactly now. So we're going to see fair value gap has just been tapped into. If we take that liquidity out so we can see it. Fair value gap there, I believe that was on, what was the cost of that account? 0. Not kidding. I literally just opened that account with Interactive Brokers, and you can open it with 0 money. Reaction on the fair value gap. I love seeing these because that gives me more confidence that indices are really behaving on these areas. And this fair value gap is coming from a minute chart, I believe, right there. It's actually a 2 minute, which is clearer. No, it's a 3 minute. There. So that's the information there. Look at that reaction. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. What did it just do? That's 4 pips, isn't it? It's not 40. So 10 pips. Let me get this right. We got in there, we got out there. So that was... I get confused with the pips. We got in there. A 100 is 10 pips. Oh, I'm gonna get it right. I am gonna get it right at some point. Where did we get in? We got in... We got in here, I remember that. And we tackled the highs, which was up there. 7, 9... So 100 is 10 pips. That's what we tackled. So this has just done... 4.6 pips to that low there. But look at that, guys. We were anticipating a reaction on this fair value gap, and you get it. That's what you get. You can open it through DarwinX or directly from Interactive Brokers. Obviously I could open it because of my UK, being in UK based. I don't know if you can do, it might be different in America. So where's price now? Price is sitting in this fair value gap here. Let's see how that is impacting the pound dollar. The pound dollar is also moving in the same direction. This will be interesting because if I bring in, I got it here. Pound dollar has got a nice area here. Sell side below this, 50% retracement in this area here. We are creating a bit higher highs and coming off this ultimate low of 124. So it will be interesting to see if this is to be bullish on the pound dollar. you would need to hold this 50%. If this goes lower than the 50% of this move, it would look a bit iffy. Look at that. Fill the fair value gap to the pip. And now reacting to the upside. And that's why I think potentially repositioning might work really well on indices. So we need to see that. Because remember, you're not trying to get one of these things right. You're not trying to get this right. You're trying to get, depending on your risk, you might be taking 10 of these right. Okay, I'm going to enter my first entry here. Second entry sell side. Third entry down here, for instance, with the small pieces. And what happens if it goes against you? These small pieces are getting repositioned with a small risk, but because you get a discounted price, your upside is a lot more. I'm just reading Martin's chat on the Discord about instant funding. What do you think, Martin? Is that something we need to be worrying? Instant funds? So, what's happened here? Let's have a look. Why did we have that reaction? That's what we need to identify. Is there anything in this price action to give a reason for this spike down? Look at these pins. It pushed right there. It really forced the price to take this buy side liquidity. Is this the move to curl down into the sell side? This is what's happening now? Let's see. So this is interesting. So you got expansive, like almost like a fan. You got that. Price creating higher highs and being rejected. Lower lows and being rejected. So price is almost like bouncing like a ball off these walls, and bigger volume is coming in. Not volume, sorry, in terms of bigger spread of the price. But even though it's fanning up and down, the price is curling downwards. So that is giving you an indication that there is interest to break this sort of bouncing to the downside. Where could it be going? First would be that breaker there. See if that holds. If that doesn't hold, we've got this big fair value gap to be filled and sell side below. Same is actually happening now on the pound dollar. Interesting. Good question, Hedham. Is that right? Haytham Hamdi. I haven't looked at the dollar index. Let's have a look. So we broke the 105s aggressively. Where did we say we're going to stop, guys? Look at this. Look at this. Ah, beautiful. We touched the Fibonacci retracement of 38, pushed lower, took out liquidity below this, into this fair value gap now. So if there's going to be weakness on the dollar index, this is the area where it should be selling off as a continuation of this move, because what is this? It looks like a breaker, right? So you got the intermediate low, intermediate high, pushed below it, come and found the level, found the fair value gap. This looks nice like this, but like I said, I don't know. I don't know in this New York sessions. We will see. My faith is out of dollar index and pound dollar for the moment being. My relationship with it is not very good. So if that price was to continue lower, we could potentially see this push to the 125. Obviously, we've got big fair value gap there. Which is above buy side liquidity. If that doesn't happen, then it's loom and doom of this to the 104. So, 124, sorry. It will be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Bigger picture. Look at that. Let's take this Fibonacci out. We've broken below the 125, big red candles. Actually, we were talking about the dollar index on the weeks, weren't we? We're still looking at that green candle. There's no indication that this is going to look red by the end of this week. The question is, because for it to go red, it would have to come back down to 104.4 or lower. It would be 104.2, which I'll find it very hard that this would happen. Now, how this candle closes will say a lot for next week, because if we break above this 105.2s, 106 is the next to be in the picture, which would mean sell-offs in pound dollar. It all depends on this closure of this candle this week. And obviously if there's any news next week, we need to see that. Let's look back on the S&P. Right, we broke above the fair value gap. That means potentially that the pound dollar is also pushing higher, and it is really pushing higher. Bit of volatility now, 1130. Is that something I need to know about the S&P? You people tell me. So that pushing higher and lower didn't break to the lower side, it broke to the higher size. So maybe that sell side here that we're anticipating might have to wait. Pound dollar is back into the 1248s. 1248s. It's going to find a little bit of resistance now because it's coming into that fair value gap. Let's see if we can do a double and change this to pound USD. Look at that. So we're now coming into this area, which is interesting. How do I take? I don't want this pound USD. Settings. Go away. Okay, so we've got this fair value gap here, which is also buy side. So that will be a very interesting area to see if pound can break higher than that and break the 125s, then that will be an interesting story. That level there. And what did we say about this? You can see this happening. We didn't want that pushing down into that 50% because if it did and broke lower, then there would be more interest in the downside. It had a daily gap on DXY. Let's see where. How did I miss that? It had a daily gap. You have a daily gap on the daily. I don't see a gap there. Do you mean like a volume imbalance? For me, that is the touching the retracement there, the monthly retracements, which is coming from this move. This big move here. Boom. So that is the Fibonacci retracement of that's not the one. This move. 38.2. Reaction on the 38.2. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. We've got the Chromebook trader. He's going to be sitting here next to us. That's going to be fun. The one thing I need to figure out is how we're going to listen to music, because I've got it in my headphones. I don't know how I'm going to get a second. Oh, wait. I think there is a way. There might be a way if he has an ox. Pound dollar getting into that fair value gap now. We're interested to see if it does break above this fair value gap, or if this is the area where it starts refilling downside momentum. Dollar index, let's go on this. pushing back in. Remember, this is education for me as well. We did 10 pips. We traded from down here to up here. The price has delivered. Where did I get in here? 20 pips. Not bad. Moved slower than, like, you know, this looks like a big move and it's only 20 pips. But it was nice reading, which I like. Fair value gap there, which is also that order block there on the 3 minute. Didn't break into it. Coming back down into this fair value gap now. Let's take this out, take this out, take this out. That's the breaker line. Now we're almost forming this higher highs. That's the area we're in. Taking out buy side liquidity from here. Sell side is below here. No fair value gaps here, so this will be actually taking out sell side for a liquidity to grab. It's not rebalancing. This move here is literally taking out the trail stops if it does go there. DXY. Tell you what I'll do, because this is I'll add SPX on this one, so then we can just flick through them. Not futures. All Uwanda. So we're going to change that to red. Okay, so how is that reacting on the pound dollar? Same. So we're having a little bit of a push. Are we going to hit that 125 today? That's the question. That's my question anyway. Getting closer. 1248. Taking out liquidity above here. So if you look at the swings, so if you do one of these, the standard deviations, that's the high, that's the low, and then you can change that to standard deviation. Do I have them? There we go. So we're currently in premium of this high and this low. So buying this, I guess this is a 5 minute. Let's go on an hour. Yeah, that still looks right. Buying anything above here, you will be buying premium price. So buying opportunities will be down here. Seeking that liquidity now here. Let's see. I didn't know that relationship of the stocks S&P 500 with the pound dollar. It's quite interesting. Something new we learn. However, let me see. Is it still there? No. Why does it always come and show this? Both pushing up now. Came and found that fair value gap there. My account is now 120k. I closed at the fair value gap. I'm guessing you shorted that, Richard? Or you pound dollar? If you pound dollar, you longed that, I'm sure. Well done. Did you start your Darwin X? I did. We placed our first entry today, 1% return, which is huge. So technically, listen to this, guys. This is how crazy this can become, right? That's not Darwin X, that's Interactive Brokers. Are you ready for this? So for me to become the best trader that they fund, I would have to be looking for a 5% in 1 month. We just did 1%. So the other thing that we have to be careful with, in 5 months, he's returned 16% and he's the best trader. Maybe we have to challenge that. 44,000 people have gone through this system and they have a success rate about 40 to 50%. So I'm quite excited to get involved in this. The only thing that we need to manage is the drawdowns. Because the less drawdown you have, the higher you go and more allocation you get. So, how to participate? Have a live Darwin X trading account with a minimum of €1,000. We've got that. In equity throughout the month with at least 1 Darwin. Now, that I don't have. I need to activate that. Have less than 0.85 correlation within the Darwins. So how do I initiate the Darwin? Create Darwin. It doesn't let me. Maybe it needs more. Maybe I need to. We need 31 days to get this. So hopefully when we open it tomorrow, we should see that starting to build that strategy. So the difference with Darwin Zero is that it's demo and you start with nothing. You pay a fee every month. I think it's $38 and you trade until you prove yourself. And then when you get into silver, that will pay pretty much 15%, which will roughly be paying the subscription. But if you're a good trader and you're a patient trader, give it 6 months. And if you can show that you can return more than like 1 or 2% a month, which is one trade for us, if you can do that for 6 months, they will push you up. So the better we do, so technically we don't need to trade even as much as we did today. Which is crazy. Crazy that they will give you then millions of dollars. They open, and this is the key thing. This is the difference of a prop firm, and where people get confused, where I get excited and other people don't get excited. Let me see how I can see this. Investors, Darwin IA. Where is it? Let me just find it. Let's take this guy. That's his performance, right? It looks insane, but he's been doing that for years. It's cool to see it as a chart. Return to risk 18. Trader's total equity. This is how much people gave him to trade. Are you ready? 34 million. 34 million capital he's trading. And he's making 15% of the profits. His biggest drawdown was 14%. The actually broker has given him 225,000. But the difference is people can buy this as an index. So you can buy this performance like you would buy a fund. So I'm going to back myself on this, and I think I can perform well in this. We'll see, we'll do it together. The one thing that we need to nail is, because it matters, is the drawdown. So we can't be going on big drawdowns, which we need to adapt some things. But apart from that, this is going to be exciting. Sell side taken out. Fair value gap filled on the top side. Look at that reaction. That's why we like it. Push back in. Reaction there. Found the 38. The 50%. Then pushed back into that liquidity draw here. Now, are we taking the next liquidity drawdown, which will be the breaker? And this will be a very interesting area to see if S&P is doing that out of the breaker, or are we going down to that 76.4? Those are the two things that we'll be interested in. Would we trade this? No. Would we trade this? Yes. Because I would think we're in discounted area. Price would have had a proven structure that there's interest at the upside. Where would I short this? On this account, with the risk management that I want to take and have a good performance, up here. So before Any price action around here, I might not be touching it, depending on what happens tomorrow. Pacciolo sounds Italian. Darwin is there next. I don't understand what they said, that if, for example, you have a allocation of 25,000 for 1 month, how about the second? Got ya. So this is how they work. They work on your performance. So you're competing, your strategy, and you as a trader, you're competing against other traders, which have, you can see these arrows. If your performance is below 86, your D, then you get less and less allocation. Every month, they give allocations to different, to the best traders. So what happens is you get allocated this, 65,000, let's say, for a 3-month period. You can do whatever you want with this allocation. You can lose money, you can make money. After 3 months, they will look at your best performance and then you allocate you for the next 3 months. Now, every month this is happening. So every month you're getting an extra 3 months if you're in the top bracket. If you're not in the top bracket, let's say 1 month, but the second month you get in, now you're still in the bracket. So they give you a 3-month room where you can perform at a level where you can make the allocation. And I like that. I do like that. Because if you're not good, you're chucked out. It makes total sense. And it makes you to become better and to be producing proper risk management. And the fact that what I'm also excited about is that they give you your track record and they analyze your system, your strategy. So obviously the day needs to finish and then they need some days, I think. I need to ask them this. But we will see how we're performing as we go. And as a data analyst, that gets me excited. And it gives you a lot. It gives you alpha, it gives you delta. So you can tell if your strategy is going to make money. If not, you're going to see it. And you can do something about it. Really cool. Does it mean simultaneously, if, for example, allocation first month is 305, second month? No, so the period of the 3 months, that's your allocation. And if you perform better, so if you perform really well and you're in the top how many traders, then they push you from silver to gold. Let me show you. So silver, if you go here, if you're the best trader in this pool of traders, silver, you get 350,000 for 3 months or 6 months. I can't remember what it is. I think it's 3 months. Let me just check that. Now, if you manage to be in the top, I don't know how many you need to be in the top, then you get in this pool here, where the best allocation is 500,000 and the worst allocation is 50K with profits of 0.06. I mean, yeah, I think we can do better than that. We've already done 1%. So 1.2% on average return gets you 100K, 1.3. It's a no-brainer. And what I do like is that they're not looking for the people that can make money quickly. They're looking for someone who's got a good strategy that down the line they can give them millions. They don't want someone who's going to give you 500,000, but then the next month you're going to lose it. So far, and also it's regulated because it's actually investors' money. It's not the prop firm putting the money in. So I do like it. This is going to be one diversification we do. So we do like it. We just need to trade well. That's all we need to do. Do that for 6 months and we'll be flying. Now, price has been pushing back up into this area here, exactly here, with a bit of volume. Pound dollar is starting to consolidate and push lower. Fib retracement. 12 o'clock, lunchtime. There was a little bit of a spike there. Like, we're on the 1 minute, so as much as a 1 minute spike can be. But there was a little bit of extra volume on the close of the hour. That's information that we can take in for tomorrow. Track my record. I think that's free. They haven't asked me for anything yet. Maybe I have to pay, I don't know. I want to have a meeting with them. I got an email with them. I'm going to have a chat with them and see what the deal is. Now we're back into that area here, fair value gap here. But I'm a sucker for data analytics. It's my previous job, which I do think I can also, which is exciting. Let's see. Can I download these? Obviously, I can take my money out whenever I want. What's this? I need to ask them. Maybe this filters, we'll see tomorrow, but maybe this filters to at the end of the day, because you could have a good start of 1% and then suddenly it drops. Yeah, we'll see. I do not like MT4. Any suggestions? Go to MT5. Why do you have to trade MT4? Let's see here, 3 minute. Fair value gap being filled. Pound, this is the first time they're working against each other. Look at this. SPY's going up. Pound dollar's coming down. We're trying to hit that 50% here. You don't like 5 as well? I don't like them either. I just literally enter on MT5. Everything I do on TradingView. Do the same. Just do all your analysis on MT5, on TradingView, and then place your orders in MT5. Or go with a broker that accepts MT5. Fair value gap now being filled. Let's see. Look at this. Let's do a bit of up-to-date ICT stuff. So we've got this fair value gap. From that fair value gap to that, let's see where that 50% is. It's that one. So that's the 50% of the fair value gap. Which, if we trade above it, then looking for shorts technically would be the invalidation or less chance, and that we will be moving towards this buy side liquidity there. If we trade below it, then trading down to this side. So it's taken out the 50% of the fair value. Sometimes obviously it takes to the pip, to the fair value, and then it continues. Now they're an aligned pound and SP500. Give me a suggestion, Richard. I gave you a suggestion. What do you mean by suggestion? Do you want to look at that stop exactly there? Exactly on the fair value. I would have to zoom in. You see that pause? Boom. And now we've broken it. So Richard Stacy. 15 pips at the asking price difference. Do you mean the spread? What do you trade on? What broker do you trade on? Like these guys that I'm trading with Darwin X, they're on S&P. It's really good actually. They only got like 4. Normally it's 14 for indice. So we got, it's less than the pound dollar for the indexes. That's crazy. On the fivers it's 14 or something. Purple. So your pound dollar is 15 pip spread. That's big. Huge. I would contact them. When you say 15, do you mean 1.5? It might be 1.5. If it's 1.5, it's good. So that would be saying, you check on your broker. What's it called? Purple. Let's see. Purple trading, I'm guessing it's that. Forex, your Forex spreads. I mean, what I see here is that your spreads are like pretty much zero. If this is what you're trading. Pound dollar is okay, so that's 001 with a spread of 000. So your I don't see the problem here with spreads. Unless you're trading something else. And also you have to think if you're trading around news. So around news, spreads are going to be wider. My advice is if you're not happy with a broker, go with someone else. That's the only advice. Like they are the money makers. You can't really do much about that. If you don't like the spreads, I would go somewhere else. Also the overnight swaps, you need to be careful of that if you're holding trades overnight. I need to see, that's what I'm going to be looking at Darwin X tonight. What's going to be the price if we wanted to hold a trade overnight? We need to see that. Maybe they have some info up there. So Darwin X is basically wait, they're based in Canary Wharf? Really? That's where I used to live. Oh, they must have an office because they're Spanish, I think. Positive pressure on the top there. Let's see, Darwin's a broker with a higher average risk. So the leverage is 1 to 20, not bad. It's extremely regulated, which is good. No margin calls or stop outs on your instruments. That can be scary for some, but they don't really care about you stopping out. Spreads from 0.3. So its headquarters are in London, but the development team are in Spain. Okay. And it's FCA regulated. Maximum leverage is 30, minimum lot size 0.01. Commissions is 0.3 per 100 lots. We'll find out. We'll find out as we go along what they're all about. Hi Anna, you'll be happy Anna. I've put my first trade in Darwin X. So I have a few questions for you since you're here. When does the performance come up? Do I have to do something? It says like I think it does this after the day close. Let's see what Anna says. So tomorrow, will it start building that track record, or do you have to activate it somehow? That's what I don't know. Okay, so overnight spreads are good. That's another bonus. That's good because I do like holding overnight. Did you close your trade? Yes. So this is 1% on the account, $10. So it's a closed trade. We see how we're rejecting this high end of the fair value gap. However, we have broken above it. So highly likely that we're going higher. Shahid, do I live stream every day? I try to. I am a dad. Sometimes I can't every single day, but I try to. And this might have to do something with, where did I read it? I read something about how to participate. So $1,000, which we have, with at least one Darwin, whatever that means. The only way I can see a Darwin is when we go here and it says create Darwin. But I think that is creating yourself as an index, so you can track yourself in Darwinia, right? I think that's what it is. So when you go to Darwinia, then you can track your record. Like I can track this person here. I think. That's the one. Yeah, you get like listed. You get listed in this and people can go and invest in you. Like this guy. This 34 million has been invested in this guy. Which is, I find it like crazy concept. His Darwin score is 85. If we go on to his performance, his biggest drawdown is 14%. He has returned since inception 700%. So I don't know how many years that is. Because on average, let's close this. On average, and price is moving higher. Where did it go? Average deleveraged position 0.46. So small positions. I want to know. Here is trades. Okay, this is his performance. He started 2015. So that's been a while. 11% in January, 0.5% in Feb, 3%, 3%, no percent, no percent, no, 1%. Not a lot of losing months, but on average, 70% in a year, 20%. That is so much less than you have to do with prop firms. So much less. Prop firms, you have to double your account pretty much, because you get you basically, if you have a drawdown of $1,000 and 10% of $10,000 is $1,000, then you have to double that account pretty much without losing it. So people who are successful in prop firms are outperforming this guy, and he's the best trader. Percentage return, that is. But his performance is outstanding because he's consistently bringing in 0.5%, 3%. He didn't have a losing month here. I'm not sure what happened in these guys this time here. Maybe he retired. He took the profits and left. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Nice to see another ICT trader in the house. Nice to see you, Shahir. By the way, spreads are good on Forex. At market closer, not sure. I need to, yeah. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. I do like that their raw Darwin data. I haven't seen this historical tick data. Can you download the as a trader ourselves, we appreciate that tick level data is necessary for. I want that. Let's go and change that. And we'll see. Because if you know the tick data, then you know your spreads overnight and spreads and so on. So we'll see that. But so far, I'm super happy with them. Adam, we took a trade earlier. You can rewind the video to, I'll tell you when we took it. We took the trade at 10:06. So if you go back to 10:06, you will see the entry. We got in here and we traded it up to 10 pips up there. We repositioned once, we closed one reposition, and that run nicely into this area. And this is learning, so we're actually starting to learn about the S&P because we haven't traded it before, so we need to understand what the S&P is doing and how it performs. My bias today was long, which was the right bias so far. We did have this big push up here, and then a retracement, if you go onto the dailies, to the 61A, and we're pushing up there. How much profit share Darwin gives us? Now, this is key, because you're going to hear that and say, what? 15%, that's what they give you. That's 15%, it's not a lot. But if you've got a good record, this is the allocation. Let's take this guy. They've given him 350,000 account to handle freely. He can do whatever he wants for 3 months, up to 6 months. No daily drawdowns or anything. That's your allocation. If you perform well, then you get people, investors, looking to invest money into you. So like this guy, like we looked at the Hall of Fame, that person from 2015, he's got an allocated 32 million. So that's not bad. These are the fees that have been paid from the fund, 4,800,000. And I heard one of the interviews, they were talking about doubling this and tripling this in the next few years because they're doing so well. So they had like 100% return or something. I do like the idea. I do like that they are enforcing good habits. Ooh, hello. Hello, buy side liquidity taken out. Now we've taken this high out. Where's the next target? We are interested if price pushes all the way up here into the 72s. Because we've already done 1% today, we don't need to do more. Especially when you see those guys' performances looking for 3% in a month. pretty much that's it. You're done for the month. You done returned 1%. Now next target is up here. Yeah, the fivers are cool as well. Love the fivers. I listened into Anna's chat with Ruben today, who's the risk manager of the fivers. Really interesting conversation. And let me just check something. They were talking about how they deal with risk. How do traders perform? How do they manage traders that are out of whack or doing things that are... give me a second. No. So really interesting to see how the back end of a prop firm works. It's really, really interesting. So... take that. The pound dollar is at an interesting level now. We've got it here. We've found that high here. So it's interesting to see how it reacts below this level. Are we crashing down, or are we taking this as support to go higher? That will be interesting to see. The dollar index, we haven't looked at it yet, but the SPY is pushing. Look at this. We're getting into this area now. Squeeze on the euro dollar reflected on the DXY could be enough to affect GD, which is pound dollar, I guess. Let's see that squeeze. Dollar index. Squeeze to the downside or the upside, do you mean? This has been pushing down nicely below the 105s. They had an attempt to go higher. I'm guessing that's the squeeze you're talking about. Now we're seeing a little bit more bearish. The prediction of the pound, the dollar coming lower is confirmed. Now how low it's going to come, that's to be seen. We're hitting this area here of sell side right now. So after this level here, we will need to see if price is going to bounce back up, which would mean the pound dollar coming lower, or pushing higher. It's pushing lower, sorry, which means the pound dollar going higher. So we're going to see that. Templates. We did have this attempt to go higher to 106, but then the sell-off today, the continuation of the sell-off here wasn't aggressive, which is quite interesting to see how this plays out. We've been going on for a long time today. Must be the excitement of one, trading SPY for the first time. Two, the excitement that was finding out about the economic analysis on the interactive brokers, which I think is absolutely insane. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch that, because it's crazy what you can get from a free account if you're based in the UK, the information that you can get on news, and which we're going to be looking into it every day, insane. Historical information on how price reacted on NFP and so on. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's this bad boy here. How you can get volatility and how you can get the 75% ended bearish out of like 12 events, 25% ended bullish. This kind of information is gold. And then you can go in and look at the actual price action of all the events. Crazy. Okay, what time is it? 12:30. We're gonna call it a day. We had a really good day with 1% trading on that. We can see now it's reacting on that buy side liquidity there. We will be back together tomorrow. Tomorrow, I believe we're gonna have the Chromebook trader with us, which is quite exciting. I just need to figure out how we're gonna be hearing music whilst we're live and how we're gonna be, but I think I figured it out. I think it's gonna be okay. So, see you all tomorrow. Have a good one. First day of Trading SPY. And it's been a good one. See you tomorrow.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that. It's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up. I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention. So no, I can't miss that. Moving. MVP, I got the record. I might have to pro something. Big jumper worthy. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming. Had to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans. Partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice. I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my big dog walking big talk. Young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship. I'm a jacket like Letterman. Y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling. Started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent. This is from God, but I'm not your reverend. Not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element. Yeah, said you gon' pull up then settle it. Yeah, I've been married to this hustle. This is my ring. Watch out, step in it. Yeah, and I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch out, touchdown. Pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed. The cut down is for us now. Have to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans. Partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice. I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're in hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities that never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving,